Hey, good morning. We have a quorum. Tuesday, March 25th. The Old Webster Special Business District Commission is now in session. The minutes due to a little computer glitch, minutes didn't go out until this morning, so you all should have a copy of the minutes in front of you. I'll give you all just a couple minutes to glance through those.
So,
Read through.
yeah, I read it.
With diligence. Perfect. Just a couple minutes and then we'll entertain a motion to approve minutes.
Good morning, everybody.
Attached to this is that motion does not include the approve the budget, correct?
No,
it's just to approve just the minutes.
minutes. Just to approve.
All right, that was all attached to. Yes, I'll make sure. Not signing stuff that we didn't.
The budget was approved last month. It's not
With
formalized.
anything, yeah. We don't need more time.
Yeah, Emerson on as well. Nice.
Hey, Fran, can you hear me?
Emerson trying to.
Oh,
Emerson, I can't hear you.
okay. Let me see if I can work it out.
You're on
here.
mute or something. Maybe I have to let him talk.
I heard you.
Went to the panelist. Oh, he is a panelist. So I don't, it's him.
Emerson, you got a microphone challenge on your side.
I'm sorry, what you say?
Nope. Sign language.
I'm
Telepathy.
working on it.
Still nothing.
Okay.
We have a is our volume down?
Is it bottom right? Is there a volume?
Yes. Try again, Emerson.
Hello.
Yeah, okay. It was our problem. We had the volume.
Oh, okay.
Turn it down.
I'm just giving the members here a few minutes to read through the minutes as there was a computer delay. But we're gonna take just a few minutes to give it its due.
I'll motion to approve.
Second by Frank. Any discussion, comments? All approved? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. We do not have any. I'm sorry. Background noise. We do not have any visitors today, so there are no visitor comments. Moving on to old business, rooftop lighting update.
I don't have an update for Old Webster. They are moving right along in Old Orchard. So I'm hopeful that within the next month or so, we'll be moving up to Old Webster. I have not spoken to Mr. Warner, so I don't know if Dan from Show Me Electric has, connected with him yet. So that's the update.
Okay.
Lights, yeah.
Thank you. It's progressing, right?
It is progressing. It really is.
And I believe the big push in lighting will happen after we get some additional funding, right?
Oh, yeah, some, but I think you're right.
Thank you for that. Any questions? Renee? Questions? Moving on, decorative parking signs.
So,
In progress, good. That's also contingent on some.
get a sign count.
Sign
Sign count.
I don't have a sign count.
Ron was supposed to do that.
Ron was gonna do that, okay. Look for an update next time. And district pedestrian sign update. So also in progress.
Yeah, I feel like we probably should do another walk around, and just really
See
kind of,
what needs to go on there.
right? Because the more I realized, we talked, I had brought up the idea of instead of maybe having just individual businesses, have like restaurant, this and that. But it's almost in some cases, everything would be in every direction, so you'd have to be kind of tricky, like there is a restaurant forward and there's one to the right, so it's kind of, that's what made me think we need to do a little more bigger thought on it.
I hadn't really paid that close of attention to it, but just this past week, I was walking by and it was in front of the Straub's or the Bread Co. There's some signage there, and it was kind of nice. It pointed out a couple of shops
Down
that are back a little farther.
Yeah.
I know it's challenging to do it to everybody or all the shops.
But for the ones in the back that aren't right on the street.
Right,
Webster
right.
bookstore
Yeah.
and like
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
where things are, like.
Yeah.
Just let people know they're heading in the right direction.
Mhm.
I think it'd be good to get that filled out.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to jump in. I did speak with the public works guys about having the ability to cut the vinyl stickers for the signs. And Sanan is not comfortable because he said that the cutter isn't as, I guess, I'm not saying it properly, but it doesn't cut as intricately. Precision, thank you. And so he said though, he's like, they are happy to try. To see.
I think where the sign shop would be,
It would probably be.
Okay.
cost.
Yeah.
Less man hours.
Okay,
Mhm.
but he was happy to try, so.
I wouldn't mind going down there though and actually looking at that and seeing, what exactly is going on with it.
Okay.
Just to see if it's just something that can be fixed easily or, what's actually. how
Well,
it's
I
happening.
don't know that it's broken.
Well, that's what I mean, but like
Yeah,
adjusted or whatever
yeah,
needs to be done. So, yeah. So am I. But yeah,
Okay. Good. Need some progress on that here this summer. We got item D, completed fiscal 26 budget request. I know we talked in depth about the budget last month. Didn't have any significant changes, but next month, myself and Ron Clip, actually I'll be out of town, but Ron Clip will be presenting to the council
Yes.
our budget and updates on what our commission has done this past year and what our look is going forward. So we do have a couple of, I don't know, Renee, if you're prepared to speak to it, but we do have a handful of budget requested items that are going to be for the council. We discussed these last month. I don't have them immediately handy.
And Fran did make a note in the notes.
They're in the minutes.
And
Okay.
so all of that has been submitted. Your budget was updated and submitted, including the special request. The only thing that I do need to do, and I didn't catch it on the report that you sent, there's some X's for numbers, the pedestrian signs and
Yes.
something else. So I was just going to pull the numbers that we discussed and insert them in that. So
I should have
that's the only-
highlighted those to make it.
Yeah, so I apologize. I literally saw that yesterday when I was going over it with the city. So I will change that, and that's it.
Did you have any other edits?
No,
I sent over?
I thought it was really good.
All right, I will make sure that goes to Mr. Clip.
Yes. And you guys do know that our date for presenting is May 6th, not April
Yes.
1st.
So if you all would like to come watch this riveting testimony, you're welcome to. It is not required. Okay.
what time is that,
I'm busy washing your hair. So-
I don't, I
City
think it's
council
like,
meeting.
yeah,
Okay.
so
Yeah, whatever that
Also
works.
mentioned.
I think that we're starting a half hour early. So we'll confirm that.
Yeah, we can put the word out. That'll, of course, happen after our next meeting. So there'll be one more chance to really lock it into your calendar.
Put it in.
Good. Make it solid so you don't overbook it. Commissions. Should have said that, commissions report to council. And commission vacancies, we still do have 2 vacancies out there. I'll be waiting on Mr. Redmond, but as you're walking around the district, make sure you're talking to your fellow business owners and getting the representation that you would like.
How did the visitor last time that came to observe like the meeting?
I think I brought him on one of the worst days.
You scared him off.
Yeah, we did. No, he is very interested in participating.
Okay.
We've been kind of knee deep in another project up to this point, so it's taking some other energy, but I will get on him and I would expect him to. Right. Let's see here. New business. We've got the Webster Bucks sponsorship.
Yes. So I'm just gonna letting everybody know because we're starting to get, I didn't make enough, we're starting to get requests for people for sponsorships. And so the city has developed policy and I'm just gonna read it and then I'll give it to Fran and she can include it in the minutes. So each city commission can ask for 1 Webster Bucks sponsorship up to $100. Non-city entities will be afforded a one-time request for Webster Bucks up to $100. The requester will be required to pay half the request. So the example is a $60 Webster Bucks request will require the requester to pay $30. And, you know, so they pay 30, they get 60. And if we have a business district sponsorship for an event, the event organizer can also purchase $100 in Webster Bucks for $50. So you get 1 sponsorship, but again, additional ones, outside folks, they have to pay 50% of it.
Is this for anybody that comes and asks for a donation? Good luck.
Right,
Good luck.
because it's becoming,
It's daily. One.
So we
two,
have to-
Requests, you mean?
Yes. One,
we have to
two,
wrangle
requests
it, you know, we
a
have
day
to like,
from things.
Is
I
there,
mean,
Yes.
yeah, is there certain criteria that if people request from the city for Webster Bucks? Or is it,
we don't have certain criteria, but that if someone approaches this commission, you can decide whether or not you want to sponsor them.
okay, so it has to come for the city to be involved to do this, it has to come through us.
If it's let me just, I'll back up.
So
This
like
is-
if I've got a charity,
Yeah,
that's like, so there's a charity in St. Louis County that wants some Webster Bucks, and they just approach the city and ask for a donation.
I mean, people do approach. But we've also had entities approach through some of the commissions. So if you, and part of that also is just because you approach this commission, that doesn't mean that you are a city-sponsored event or anything like that. And so, yes, we can support, but it's up to you. If you say, yeah, we'll support you, or you can request and pay 50% of it.
Renee, how is this different than what's been happening in the past? Like I said, I'm a little unclear on that.
We didn't have any policy.
So people would just ask and
People
they were either given sponsorship or not, right?
Exactly.
Is it a council or a citywide? Is it a?
It's a city policy.
It's a city policy.
Mhm.
So does event support, does that now go away? Like, so we
I think
support
this would be-
Oktoberfest and a lot of-
No, this has nothing to do with that. It's just.
So these are-
Webster Bucks.
So these are more of like unbudgeted.
They are unbudgeted
Requests.
one-off requests.
This is trivias and those sorts of things. I mean, that every school in the world.
Yeah.
Has.
The gift baskets.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So who would buy the Webster box? Or
So if I came to Old Webster and I said, hey, I'm having a charity event and I'd like to request some Webster bucks for my event, I would approach you if I wanted to approach, one of the business districts. And if you wanted to sponsor me, you'd say, Renee, I can give you $100 in Webster bucks. If I wanted an additional thing, I would say, okay, that's great. I love that. I'd like to get another one. And you'd say, okay, you have to pay 50% up to $100 and you can get another sponsorship. But we only have,
like the requester would pay.
yeah, but
Or.
the commission can
or-
pay one,
Mhm.
and the requester, anyone else, they have to pay,
So we could, as a commission, say, hey, there's this one-off
Yeah.
Caribbean night.
Yep.
Like
Or
it.
if we
Yes.
wanted the girls' night out, something like that.
Yeah.
Do everybody dispensing more prizes or something, I'd be
Yes.
able to use it like
So like
that.
on $100 Webster bucks, the commission would pay 50.
If you want one after the one
We
off
get-
sponsor.
So basically,
one.
for 200,
We get $100.
We get $100.
Yeah, $100.
We've already spent that in time here.
Spend
Right.
that.
$50 for 200, basically, because the first one is free, then the next 100 costs 50. So,
Correct.
okay.
So, and bear in mind, we have a limited number of Webster bucks that are budgeted. And it falls under the public affairs budget. So, and once it's done,
Is the goal here to tighten that, what's been flowing out the door?
yeah, get a little bit of a handle on it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you for sharing. Anything else on Webster bucks? And that is effective immediately?
Yes.
We do have another item of new business that came up after the agenda got circulated. So I will share this. Actually, I'll let Renee share this. It has to do with the Webster Arts Commission. And I believe, really, if I'm not, unless I'm reading this incorrectly, I believe it's simply an acknowledgement
Yeah.
of our contribution to
Yeah.
support the Webster Arts. So Renee just wanted to share this with the group here. And I think it's kind of nice. It's a good thing we have some acknowledgement of the sponsorships. So there, put this on your calendar
Right.
and make sure you don't miss it. Read it. Renee, thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Any other new business? I think everybody's on spring break this week. It's moving quick. All right, moving on to BDC update. Tim?
It was, we are still working on our budget, which is the first time we've had a budget meeting last month. And we are having another, deal tomorrow, just because I don't think people really knew what we were doing, everything else, so, we had a subcommittee and, we'll go to approve things, tomorrow. The Chamber of Commerce, that happy hour, what is that? When was that?
The last one was the 30th of January.
No, the happy hour that's at Freddy's,
Oh, that was the end of last month, of February.
that was the end of February.
Yeah,
Okay, did you go?
I did not.
Okay. We joined with the chamber to have a happy hour at Freddy's, Freddy's Market. And I was not there either. I just too far away from me, live right next door. So I can't update on that, but that's pretty much where we were.
Oh, can I just add one more thing? The legislative coffee event.
Okay.
The date has been set. It's
Oh.
April 10th. It's going to be at the rec center. And the government affairs person from Greater St. Louis Inc. will be coming in to speak just to talk about upcoming potential tax laws and how they will impact businesses here in Webster.
So it's the state of Jeff City update, is that?
No, it's St. Louis, but Greater St. Louis works closely down there, so just come in and talk and yeah, answer any questions that people might have as far as how potential legislation will impact Webster's bottom line, which is our tax.
And what is that date?
April 9th, I'm sorry, April 10th at 8 o'clock at the rec center,
PM?
AM,
AM?
AM.
Thank you. Any other events that should be on our radar? This month, okay, good, very good. Emerson, city updates.
Yes, good morning. Can you guys hear me okay?
Can,
Oh, good. Sorry, wife had therapy today, so I had to bring her here. Only have two things to mention. Renee did mention about the work session on May 6th for you, for your presentation to the council. And also, we had a preliminary comprehensive report delivered to us. It should be out on the website. Is that correct, Renee? Yeah,
This
so-
week,
Yes. So we get the opportunity to go out and take a look at that. It's a very informative and a document that kind of give you direction for the city for years to come. And my last item is, hopefully I'll be there in time for the next meeting. But David, I want to maybe give you a call when I did review your budget request. In the event it gets to a point where we need to make adjustments, I want to be there to support whichever line item is most important to you. And so if we can, I'll just get with you. It shouldn't be no more than 10, 15-minute phone call. I just see that some of the items you want to raise the budget amount. In some cases, you want to keep it the same, but that's great. So I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. We're going into the budget because once we start trying to decrease the budget, then they start looking at each different commission to see what can be removed. So I just want to be in a position, like I said, to support the most important things for you or to you.
very good, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Other than that, I have no other comments.
Speaking of budget requests, we can circle back to that. I think that's a good bit of information, but we did have a number of increased special requests. Renee, if you get those handy, do you have can we revisit in the minutes, read it in the minutes? Just revisit those and okay, so on page 2, just for the group here, the group's benefit, we recommended and requested an increase in professional services. It says raise to 7,000. And Renee, that was from what amount?
I think 5% increase over
Just a increase, okay.
5% over the last.
But really, I think the big asks were actually our last 2 items. We had special request to complete decorative rooftop lighting. And then we added back in the ongoing rooftop lighting that had been in prior year budgets that we pulled out last year due to revenue constraints. Right. And then the last item, an update for a special request of 7,500 for signage.
That was that's the parking signs.
Parking signs, okay. Right.
Now, this does say special request for decorative parking and pedestrian wayfinding signs, which are the other ones, correct?
Right.
So I just wanted to make sure that was, not just one, it's for both, that whole project. Okay.
To me, those are both projects that have been on our radar for several years.
Yeah.
We did have to take a step aside last year because of revenue constraints. I would say, Renee, if we have some more visibility on revenue in the next month, that may provide extra clarity to business licenses. I'd be open to thoughts on prioritizing.
Well, I believe for the increases, we were talking about using some of the
Going into our
our
reserves.
reserves for that,
CD.
which
Mhm.
it would basically cover it now, and then these sites have been up for 20 years, so
Singular capital.
yeah, so we
Okay.
have a request for 20 years, since I think.
Yeah.
I think it'd be okay to hit the reserves for that.
I completely agree. I think that's a
Good
It's not gonna cost any less than it does now.
use of
right,
reserve.
right. There you go. There you go. It's not gonna go down.
Right, the price is not gonna go down.
Yep. Okay, thank you for that clarification. Officer, would you say any words about the state of the police?
All good.
You're gonna say.
David, I will mention that, the police department with the PCEB, they're having a safety, symposium, I guess you can call it, in May. I don't have the exact date, but I can send that to you. It's gonna be put on, like I say, by the police department and PCEB, the Police Community Engagement Board. And they'll be talking about different varieties of safety issues, locking your car door, what you do when you're walking at night and things of that nature. So that'll be a good event, for everybody to support.
Open to the public, I assume. It's just a,
Yes, it is. It'll be up at the rec center. I'll send Fran the details so she can make it part of the minutes if that's okay.
yeah, absolutely. And how does that get publicized to the community? Is that just part of I guess, the normal updates on our website?
Yeah, the updates are on the website as well.
Very good. Thank you for
It
that.
might be on socials as well, TRI.
May 8th, 6 to 7:30 PM.
May 8th, 6 to 7:30 PM, the rec center. Great, thank you. Any other comments or questions? All right, with that, I will. Actually, before I entertain the motion to adjourn, I just want to let everybody know our next meeting is scheduled for April 22nd, 8 a.m. We're back to the 8 a.m. schedule. That I will entertain a motion to adjourn. All approve. Aye. Very good.
Aye.
Thank you very much.